This is my prediction for the Joseph Parker versus Daniel Dubois fight, or Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, as Daniel Dubois is the IBF champion. If I'm being honest, I think Daniel Dubois is going to win this fight pretty comfortably. I know a lot of people are pretty high on Parker right now because he had those two wins over Zheli Zhang and Wilder, and they were impressive. I don't want to take that away from Joseph Parker. However, they were against two guys who are very big punchers but are also very limited. Both guys are on the late side of 30. I think Zhang might have even been 40 when he fought Joseph Parker. They both have a low work rate. And yes, they have a big punch, but they're fighters who, because they have such a low work rate, you can diffuse them a lot easier than you can diffuse a Daniel Dubois. Don't get it twisted, those were very good wins for Joseph Parker, and I'm not saying he's got no chance in this fight, but I do quite strongly favour Daniel Dubois. But look, as the old saying goes, it's the heavyweight division. Only one punch, and listen, Joseph can punch, and Daniel has been down before. He has been stopped before. So, it's not a one-horse race. It is a legitimate challenger. Joseph Parker's definitely earned his shot. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm saying Joseph Parker hasn't earned his shot here. He's a worthy challenger. And it's a voluntary defense, and it's a good voluntary defense. But I think when we look back at Joseph Parker's career, let's not forget, fights where he's kind of been beaten by guys who are tenacious, like Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte just kind of like out hustled and roughed Joseph Parker up. And that Dillian Whyte in 2018 was in a bit of form, but I think this Daniel Dubois is better than that Dillian Whyte that beat Parker. And listen, Parker's changed as a fighter as well. He's changed trainer. I get all of that, but I have seen Parker. When have you ever really seen Parker dog it out with someone and win? Like, when have you seen him go through a real gritty, tough fight and come out on top? Like, even the Zhang and Wilder fights were him just diffusing those two guys. Diffusing the big power against guys who are in their late 30s and have a low punch output. So, yeah, while they were impressive, I don't think it's going to be enough to beat Daniel Dubois. I think Daniel Dubois is youthful. I think he's got a better engine. I think he's got a higher work rate than both of those guys. And he's got a very good jab as well, has Daniel Dubois. A very good jab. And I think Daniel's going to do really well in this fight, and I think he's going to win. But I think Joseph is going to do better than AJ did. I think he's a lot more sturdy, and I think he's in a better place in his career than Anthony Joshua was. So I don't think he's going to blow Joseph Parker out. I think Joseph Parker's going to put up quite a bit of resistance, but I think he's going to get stopped between the 8th and the 10th round, Joseph Parker, or lose a decision. I'm not saying that Parker can't win. I think if he can frustrate Daniel Dubois, and kind of take him off his game. Because the thing with Daniel Dubois is when things aren't going his way, that's where we've seen him kind of unravel. And if Joseph Parker can make it awkward and kind of frustrate him and not let Daniel Dubois get the confidence that he's gotten in his previous fights, he might have a chance. But I don't know, man. I've just seen Joseph Parker. Like, when was the last time Joseph Parker knocked out a top level heavyweight? Like, actually look through his whole resume. Carlos Takam went the distance. Obviously, AJ went the distance. Dillian Whyte went the distance and lost. Went the distance with Andy Ruiz. Went the distance with Jack Massey, let's not forget. I think sometimes a few good performances can make us forget a lot about a fight. And listen, Daniel isn't flawless. Daniel Dubois can be beaten. This isn't a fighter who we're looking at and we're like, we don't know how to beat him. The thing though with Joseph Parker is I don't think he has what Joe Joyce and Usyk has. He don't fight at those guys' pace. And I don't think he's going to be able to kind of fight that kind of a dogged fight to take Daniel to the place that he needs to take him to beat him or make him quit. Because in both of Daniel Dubois' losses, he's quit. You know, I don't know if a guy like Joseph Parker, right, who's never really imposed himself on a guy, on like never really even stopped a top level guy, or like, you know what I mean, never really came with that sort of energy, it's gonna now make Daniel Dubois quit. Maybe he does, listen, and I'll take my hat off to him. I would say, look, I was wrong, and I would be like, nah, I really rate Joseph Parker, right? Because now you're not just beating some older 30-year-old man like Zhang and Deontay Wilder, who were kind of like towards the end and have seen better days. Now you're beating this young, you know, hungry, up and coming guy who, you know, it's not just, yeah, I can just diffuse this guy, he's got rubbish stamina, and as long as I, you know, just negate his big power shot and I can beat him on activity. That's not the case with Daniel Dubois. He's gonna really have to fight a more dogged fight than he's ever fought in his career to beat Daniel Dubois, in my opinion. You know, we've seen Dillian White kind of just beat up and rough up Joseph Parker. And yeah, he hurt Dillian White late, but it was still just that passiveness of Joseph Parker. And look, I know a lot of people are going to say you're coming on real hard here on Joseph Parker, but I'm just giving my honest opinion, man. You know, just how I see it. I think Daniel Dubois wins this. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Please subscribe, like. You know, I'm trying to get this channel moving. Yeah, and peace out.